You know it's super fly when Day Bar is opened. Hip-hop review, news, plus breaking new artists, pop culture, current events with an urban view of it. This is all things hip-hop, delivered raw, unpolitically correct, a fan's perspective, putting all artists in check. Dope content, current hot by remarkable men. Our thoughts, clearly. Welcome to Audio Theory.
Yo, welcome back to the Audio Theory podcast. What's good? How you been, man?
What? I'm good, bro. A year older, so officially turned
birthday.
32 yesterday. Thank you. You know, it's official when these are fucking lying around. So, shout out to my sister for sending me some edible arrangements and some balloons.
Nice.
But how you been, dude? We'll get to my birthday in a second. But how you been? How was the first week of freedom been treating you?
First week of freedom's been.
And did you do have your Jerry Maguire moment walking out on Friday last week? Like, fuck y'all, no one fucked me up, suck my dick from the back. Like, how did that go?
I tried, but then like the dude I manage who hit me up for a couple last minute questions, and then a couple other people gave me a quick call on something, and I was planning on kind of dipping around 2, like sharp.
Okay.
I ended up still dipping around like 4, just because it was like a
they
handful.
got an extra 2 hours out of you, bro.
I know, I was fucking pissed. I'm gonna have to charge him for that shit. But it was a pretty low stress day. I think what made it more stressful was Thursday night. I worked pretty late trying to just get everything out the way. Like I had some random standing freelance items. The guy was telling, he's like, yo, you can just wait till Monday. I'm like, no, I want to get rid of all this shit tonight so that this weekend I don't have to think about a single thing. So I was tired as fuck Friday. I had like a headache, I was congested. I was kind of low-key scared that I had like the Rona, so I ended up getting tested today. But
you already got your results back or no?
No, I should get it either tomorrow or Friday. Yeah, ever since I'd say Sunday night is when reality kind of set in, and I was like feeling better. I caught up on sleep and everything, and I was like, finally I have
you been doing like 3-a-day workouts since Monday?
No, I worked out on yesterday it was either yesterday or Monday, which felt really good. It was the first time I had done that in probably a month, maybe a month and a half.
Okay.
I used to do it like literally every other day especially when quarantine started. So excited to get back into that. I still like had a handful of like errands and shit to take care of, so I didn't feel like I was completely free with like all this extra time. It kind of felt like things were normal again. Before it was like I didn't have time to think about shit, whereas now it's like, okay, I can like watch a movie and do all this stuff without being stressed out. So that's been good so far. Tomorrow is like the first day where like freelance included and interviews and all that stuff, like I'm just chilling, like doing nothing.
Oh, so you're not doing freelance and interviews tomorrow?
Tomorrow, no.
Good.
Freelance is kind of like an ongoing thing. It's just like whenever I have time and want to. I'm going to do some tonight, and then tomorrow just taking it easy for the most part. Yep.
Nice, my brother. I mean, again, I've been super happy for you, proud of you, bro, because again, that's just especially in this environment. So again, shout out to you. Cheers to you. I'm drinking my Corona Premier, minimal carbs, baby. Bro, so birthday's been good, man. Like, I'm grateful for a lot of things that's happened in my 32 years. So one, I in contract for my new house. So that's nice. Going on. Had an inspection. Thank you. Had the inspection today. Went as good as you can go. Everything's good, but some questions about the roof that had me a little bit iffy, but fingers crossed we can still make it work, because I fucking fell in love with this place. Was able to go out with my boys on a Taco Tuesday night, like all of my like really fucking close people, like just a bunch of dudes just like literally eating tacos, drinking margs, and like enjoying the vibe. So that was good. Yeah. But obviously super emotional, bro. I think I've cried the most I cried in the last like since my mom passed, just because like everything that happened. And then like you start to realize as you go back to like all these like birthdays and stuff, like again, this is just me, and I think we're gonna feel it more when we have kids and stuff, but like how like this birthday's not about me, you know what I mean? It's the day like that my mom, like literally her life changed, and it's just been like 32 or 31 years it's a half of just like, what can I do to make sure my son's life is amazing? So like that's kind of like cool. A lot of things I feel I know I already expressed to her when she was here, but yeah, that was like very like daunting on me. And like it was like, damn, once she's not here, dude, thank God I have a bunch of like saved voice notes from her when she always wished me like happy birthday at like midnight in India. But yeah, man, that's been very emotional, bro. So grateful I'm going to Dominican Republic tomorrow because that was always her a wish to us to have like a family trip as we get older. I know she'll be there in spirit, and we'll make the most of it for sure. But crazy thing about this trip, bro, literally, my aunt who was just here in Florida, who I was talking about her last week when she had a grandson, got COVID. So we don't know where she got COVID. She definitely got it in Florida. She texted me last night when I'm fucking high off edibles, drunk as fuck, like I got COVID. And I'm like, all right, like you know what I mean, like, like all right. But like in my mind, I'm like, I still wake up like, yo, you good? Like, are you feeling better? Like, what time you going to the airport? Like, cause I'm like, we're going to DR. Like, this is happening. So she's like, DJ, like, I'm COVID positive. I can't go on a flight. I'm like, but why not? Like, just like wear your mask. Like, that's the whole point of a mask. Like, if you have it, so you don't spread it.
Yeah.
And I don't feel comfortable. Like, blah 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 blah. I think she's afraid, bro, because they're doing random testing on arrival. So like she'd be that one person they pick, and you just get trapped out there. I think they send you right back to America, or they just say, hey, you have to self-quarantine here for 14 days. Stop fucking around. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, bro, but like, so that was weird. So like then like it's 6 of us going. So her best friend was gonna go. Once he found out she's not going, he canceled his trip. And then my other cousin who's going with her husband, they canceled their trip before I even woke up this morning. So I woke up to like, bro, what the fuck is happening? And then she got mad at me. Okay, I can air this out because we already made up. But she got mad at me because I was like nonchalant about it. But I legit woke up thinking, yeah, I know you have COVID, but we're still going. So when she asked me like, yo, are we going on this trip? I'm like, are you? She asked me, are you still going? I'm like, why wouldn't I go? Like, why?
Right.
So like I called my boy Sammy. He was always down. So I asked him like, yo, this is what happened. These people are out of it. Are you down? And he said yes. And then I called my cousin back, and even though she already canceled her ticket, I'm like, listen, sis, the Airbnb is paid for. So if you think you're getting your money back, that ain't happening. So I would recommend rebooking this trip, and let's just have a fucking great, because it's also her birthday. So I'm like, bro, let's just go to DR, bro. Like, it sucks. I want Denise there. I love Denise. She's my best friend in the world. But it's like, dude, she would want us to go have a good time. Like, so luckily I convinced them. So her and her husband are back. So out of the 6, now we're down to 4, but we're still going, bro. So let's see. I'm pretty confident I don't have it, but dude, I don't fucking know. I think I had it again back like in February. So I still feel pretty confident about that. I've never had any symptoms. I had a good feeling she had it though, because bro, she had like 3 days where she just feeling like weak and like dizzy, and then she lost her taste buds completely. And I'm like, that's bad, bro. Yeah. But yeah, we were joking about it on Monday. I'm like, damn, what if you have the Rona? And she's like, no, it's fine. Are you cool with it? I'm like, yeah, dude, I don't give a fuck. So that's why when she told me she had COVID, I was like, all right, but we already thought you did. It's like, what's the big deal? Like, that's like, I'm like, why are we thinking about canceling this fucking trip? So that's been my last 48 hours, bro. So got a year older, bought a house, almost canceled the trip. It's been a whirlwind, bro.
Nice. I know it's still amazes me how crazy this year is, or just getting in general. I mean, not crazy necessarily, but like how much change there is. Like you buying the house, like jobs. Like I feel like a lot of people are going through career changes and moving and doing all kinds of stuff this year.
Dude, 100%, bro. And it's like you take things into fucking perspective, but then you also have to take a step back and be so grateful. So on a superficial level, like, yo, I remember when like people's birthdays were getting fucked up because of COVID. Like, I'm like, yeah, that ain't gonna be me in October. But we're gonna be good by then. But then in hindsight, COVID's still around. But dude, I still went out for Taco Tuesday with all my boys, and I'm hopping on a flight and going to DR for vacation. So in hindsight, dude, you take a step back, nothing has really changed for me, right? As far as like I was able to enjoy my birthday. Dude, I had a couple goals for this year. One was to pay off all my debt and buy a house if possible. That's happening, right? Like my family's healthy, my boys, you know what I mean? Like, so like, it's very fucking, you know what I mean? I lost my mom. That was like the worst thing that ever happened to me. But dude, that made me so much closer to my family. and then that gave me more of a purpose about my own life that I have to fucking do right because like I don't have that much time. So like I don't know, man. It's 2020's been fucking nuts. But dude, we're healthy, thank God. You know what I mean? And dude, just that alone is like we have a chance to do whatever the fuck we want. So it's wild how it takes this like pause on certain things, but then you take a step back. It's like, bro, so much is still fucking happening, like you were saying. So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Well, best of luck to us these next 3 months, and I'm sure you'll have a blast on your trip. That should sound super fun. I've never been to DR. I gotta go there one day for sure.
Bro, this place is amazing. My dad told me, because obviously my dad's Dominican, and he was telling me, so where we're going in DR, I've never been to either. And I used to live in DR for like 3 years back when I was younger. It's called Samana. It's like this like richy, I think it's like the Hamptons of DR from what I've like, the richy area, whatever. Mm-hmm. But he told me like once you go there, you'll go back like 9 times because there's always something to do. So if it's dope, we'll definitely plan like a couple's trip and go because, bro, like I've heard nothing but amazing things, and like every villa's like on the water, which is wild to me.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds ill.
And it's wild how like there's so many mansions and villas in like these little ass islands. I'm like, bro, this shit's like the size of a small like development. Like how is this?
I know, it's trippy. I wonder how the locals feel about that, because it must be wild. Like even in Jamaica and stuff, like these dudes are like living in shacks, tin shacks.
And then these tourists come here, buy the land, and rent it out. It's like, what the fuck?
Fancy ass villas. They do that shit in Hawaii too, and Hawaii's not even, obviously it's part of the U.S., but like, yeah, there's all these rich ass old retired people in these waterfront homes, and everyone else is like inland and with 14 people in like a 2-bedroom house.
Dude, facts, man. So, yeah, dude, especially DR, bro. DR is like, especially where my dad grew up, because he actually. My dad's family owns like almost like an entire block in like this part of Santiago. But bro, like that is poverty on a different level. Like, yo, like it's fucking heartbreaking. And it's just like, damn, bro, like life is good. You know what I mean? Like no matter your worst day, like I always tell my boy Sammy this, like on our worst day, like yo, people would fucking die to have what we have. So it's like you gotta always just try to have that perspective when you're going down that like negative train.
For sure.
All right, my dude. So that's our lives. I know there's is a debate tomorrow?
Yeah, I checked. It's supposed to be tomorrow. I don't know what time, but I assume around the same time, like 6 West Pacific time or something.
Yeah. And this one, I think it's not going to be the Zoom one though. It's going to be in person. I think the rules came out and they officially told both candidates, if you go over your 2 minutes, you're getting muted.
Yep. And I think that, aren't they going to mute them too, like between segments or something? I think they're doing everything in their power to like make the candidates get their fair share of time, which is stupid because they should have been doing this for the past 20 years or whatever, however long they've been having this issue.
But this is the first time that Trump, you know what I mean? Like, it's just that I think in the past there was more presidential respect for the other person, right?
Yeah,
like, I remember like Obama talking to whoever, McCain, or when it was like what was the other guy's name? Not McCain, but it was 1 year was McCain. Romney. Dude, there was still very much a respectful thing. Like, yes, you were saying like, hey, I'll do this, he won't, but it wasn't like this guy's a lunatic.
Yeah, this guy's a clown. Shut the fuck up and all this extra stuff.
Yeah. Dirty Hillary, like it was in the shit. No, crooked Hillary.
Crooked Hillary.
I don't think she's dirty, my bad.
And she's on your head now.
But are you excited about this one? Like, you think this is gonna sway anyone a certain way, or just really make those people who were on the fence go a certain way?
I don't know if it'll really sway people. Plus, I feel like a lot of people have already voted at this point.
Did you already vote? I know white people voted.
Yeah, I voted this past weekend or something.
Good for you.
And so obviously it's not gonna sway me, but I think it would only sway people who haven't voted yet if one of them says something just completely outlandish. But I'm just curious to see what the shit show is gonna be like, because it's like another episode of reality TV show. Like the first episode was full of drama, and I want to see if someone's gonna slap somebody this time around. So
well, dude, what's funny to me, again, this is obviously, I hate when people get too focused on their circle, but dude, what's funny to me in my group of friends that I have apparently I have a lot of Republican friends, I didn't even know that on Facebook, but like a lot of them posting this is the first time in their entire eligibility of voting that they voted blue, and that was surprising to me.
Wow.
So like they admitted, like, yeah, like I'm a hardcore Republican, This is the first time I voted for a Democrat. I just, I don't. It's like almost like a moral thing for them. It's like, I can't morally support this, which was cool to see, bro. Because I feel like a lot of people usually vote Trump and just stay quiet about it. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was cool for them to voice that. So I would give credit where credit's due, because that was cool. Yeah. And I feel like I've never seen that before. Like when we're during Bush or whoever, it was never like, you voted for who you fucking support. It wasn't like, well, I support this person, this team, but I'm gonna vote for him.
For sure. Yeah, I think during that era it was like you're on this team or you're not, and that was pretty much end of story. I've actually seen also people flipping from Democrat to Republican. Not people I know personally, but just I think like the Andrew Yang forum or something like that. Some Republicans were coming on Andrew Yang's team, and then when they found out that Andrew Yang wasn't going to be the candidate for the Democrats, I think a lot of people from there were like, oh, well, Trump's the lesser of the two evils for whatever reason they felt that way. So I think this election's super interesting because people are flipping sides. I feel like a lot more than they used to.
I think for me, the most interesting part is that I really think a massive middle is forming, and I'm really intrigued to see how the votes play out. Because I really think we're gonna see that this whole thing of 70-plus-year-old men running the free world is fucking whack, bro. Yeah. On every fucking level. Like, why should someone on their fucking deathbed be like, yeah, these are gonna be the rules for the rest of your lives? Like, who looks like, dude, no, like, you don't care. Yeah. Like, yo, you know what I mean? Like,
that is wild to me.
40-year-old who's lived his life, has fucking experience, and like, all right, and like this shit will have consequences for him. Like, this is like, all right, cool, bro. I did a terrible job. I'm gonna die next year. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, I don't want that, bro.
Right, for real. And I hope moving forward they also give all the third party candidates a chance to have a platform of some sort, because I never know who any of these people are until the last minute, and no news channel covers them. They're not at the debates. It's basically just, I think that's the reason why people consider it a wasted vote or don't even give them the time of day, because people are lazy and they just want to see what's on TV, and they read a couple tweets, see a couple ads, and they're like, well, I guess I'm on this team. And it's not fair to the country to only have one or two options to choose from. Like, we should have multiple, which we do technically, but like I said, they don't. No one's talking about it. They don't give any of them a real platform, which just is unfair in my opinion.
Well, speaking about something no one's really talking about that much, and we were meant to bring this up last episode, but the Biden-Harris rap battle commercial.
Yeah.
So, what were your thoughts on it? And were they just fucking antagonizing us with that? What were your thoughts on the whole thing?
I'm so sick of this pandering stuff, and it's not to say that people like Cardi B or whatever can't have an opinion. Like, obviously the election affects people like her too, but it's when I see these ads and them recruit these people, to me it's like an insult, because it's like, okay, so you think this is like all that black people or people of color wear all this is their spokesperson, and this is all we're about, like playing basketball and freestyling and fucking complaining about being poor and shit. Like, it just doesn't sit well with me. I feel like they could have a much more authentic approach, and it's baffling that they raised so much money and have all these people employed and still somehow managed to be tone deaf. And it was just corny as hell to me watching the ad. Like, no matter how positive the message is, like, it didn't hit me in a way that brought back memories of when I fucking walked past the basketball court and people were talking about real issues or some shit. Like, yeah, it was just weird to me. Like, I felt like they could have definitely leveraged that money and done something more impactful than that. Plus, the average person doesn't even know who the fuck those two battle rappers are. No disrespect to them, but
if you're in hip hop, though, because I feel like those guys are all the fucking Smack DVDs, and those guys are the fucking whenever it comes to freestyling, those two guys, I don't know their names off the top of my head, so I don't want to fuck it up. But I know those two guys. Every time I watch a freestyle battle, the fat dude is always in it. You know what I mean? He's always about to smack the shit out of somebody else, but he's going hard. So yeah, dude, same. I agree. It didn't do anything for me. I I kind of, if this was like an organic thing, like, you know what I mean? Like if it was just these two dudes,
Yeah.
like that posted themselves and it wasn't sponsored, and Biden just like retweeted this shit, maybe it would hit home more for me. But yeah, it felt too scripted. Even though like the irony that obviously freestyles off the top of the dome, but it just, I don't know, it just didn't. I wasn't mad at it, but I was like, come on, bro, what are we doing? Like what are we doing? Like this is like, what are we doing? So that's all. It just felt very, you know, rehearsed. It's like, hey, let's get the black vote. You know, what do black people like? Basketball and hip hop. Let's go, figure it out. So again, those were the, if you were gonna do that, those were the right artists to do it. But I felt if it was more of a natural thing those guys chose to do, then I would support it more. But yeah, it just felt way more like, hey, black people, I know what you like. Please vote for me, not him.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why I respected Andrew Yang a lot when he was still running, is because he would basically interview with like all sides. Like he would talk to the people who were more conservative, talk to the people who were more liberal, and it didn't seem like he was pandering to any specific group, whereas it seemed like the Democrats were just like, oh, fuck it, like we need to find somebody. Who do these TikTokers and black people and shit like? Oh, let's get Cardi B and bring hot sauce and fried chicken to interviews and do all this extra shit that like.
I think they have a couple interviews or commercial with like Young Jeezy. Which again, it's not wrong, bro. Like again, I'm not trying to hate on them, but it's just like, it seems very obvious what you're trying to do, is my point. Like, bro, we get it. We get it.
It's too obvious, yeah.
Like, you deserve the black vote because you know free. Like we get it. Like, don't vote for Trump. If you're black, you should never vote for Trump. I get it. That's your angle. I get it. I understand.
Yeah, I'll respect you if they just straight up did that. Like,
just say that. Well, the thing is, like, he did say that to Charlamagne and got destroyed for it. So that's like, he's probably like, bro, I can't fucking win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
no, I mean, he should have doubled down on that shit. He shouldn't have made it the main campaign, but once he realized like, oh shit, like people are clowning me for saying if you ain't black, don't do this, and they should have made some funny ass meme or something out of it. Probably would have backfired.
That'd be sick if like the Biden Harris thing had like the meme guy. You know what I mean? Like yo, just come up with fire memes. Because I think a quote from Elon Musk is like, I don't know if he was high on the Rogan show at this time, but it was like, he who controls the memes controls the world. I was like, bro, bars.
I feel like no matter what happens in the world at all, like we could literally have an alien invasion and all be told that we're going to die in 24 hours and people are still going to find a way to make memes about it.
Bro, which is phenomenal. Which is, again, I think memes do make us dumber, but also give us the moment of joy that we need. Because I think just like a year and a half ago, so you remember the Jordan face meme where it's like him crying?
Yep.
And it's like anything that's sad, like you get an L, you just had that Jordan face meme. Bro, when there was literally rumors of an asteroid coming to end all of civilization, they put the Jordan meme on the globe. I was like, bro, we are the worst, but yes, the greatest you fucking people in the world. Yeah.
No, I'm a huge proponent of not taking life too seriously. Because, I mean, it's going to end somehow. It's just a matter of how exactly. Like, what's going to lead to our demise. So, we can only smile while we're here.
Hopefully, no one who's elected is going to lead to our demise. But yeah, check out the debate tomorrow. It's going to be on every fucking platform. Hopefully, I get to watch it in DR. If not, I'll watch the highlights on like CNN.com or YouTube or some shit. All right, man. So let's get into it. This is episode 50. We don't have a name yet, so you'll figure out a name when we put in the captions when we post this shit. So figure it out. So I thought it'd be fucking cool to do a top 5 album, bro, because I know we had some predictions on whatever it was about 2020 vision, what's going to happen for this year. But dude, a lot has happened. There's been a lot of fucking music coming out, some related to quarantine, some related to the riots, some related, to everything. So I just figured let's go top 5, no order, and just fucking talk about it and jump into it, man. So do you have your top 5 albums thus far this year?
Yes, sir. And I kind of base this off of what I've been listening to and what I just resonates with me.
Oh, bro, this is only about our theory.
Yeah.
This is audio theory. I can give a fuck what anyone else thinks.
Exactly.
Like, yo, this is just
fuck
us.
Everybody else's opinion.
Fuck the billboards. I actually, the Grammy list came out today, and I was going to look at it beforehand, and I'm like, no. I don't go fuck what I think. This is our list, so top 5.
We'll see if ours matches. But based on what I've been bumping and what I love, Savage Mode 2 had to include that in there.
So you go in order or just your top 5?
Kinda, but not really.
Okay.
Savage Mode 2, I will say though, is my favorite. So of the 5, but everything else is just like shit I love.
See if you also can think of it. If you can't right now, no pressure. I'll go. You can go back. But think about a couple albums that people loved and you were like, nah, not for me.
That's a good point. So Savage Mode 2, 21 Savage, Daystar by Tory Lanez, Detroit, nice. Detroit 2 by Big Sean, King's Disease, Nas, and Limbo with fucking Amine.
There's a reason we're best friends. All right, cool. So I'm gonna go with my top 5. I love your top 5. I support your top 5. I'm gonna give you my top 5 and then an honorable mention, right? So top 5, no order. Pop Smoke, all right. 21 Savage, 100%. Savage Mode 2. Big Sean, Detroit 2. King's Disease by Nas, 100%. I went from destroying this man's career to putting him in my top 5. And then my 5th album, again, no order, Mac Miller, Circles.
I knew it. Yep.
100%. And then my honorable mention is Amine, Limbo. Is just when comparing those bodies to work, like I feel like Amine he broke through where it's like he's an artist we have to check out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this was his breakthrough album, but just comparing it to that, it just didn't stand up to me. So I guess what was my Mac Miller, Pop Smoke, 21 Savage, Nas, and Big Sean. Another honorable mention is Lil Baby, My Turn. Great fucking album, so many hits. But for me, bro, like I appreciate an album that has that much, going for it. But the other ones were like a cohesive movie. Whereas I just think Lil Baby, great fucking artist, is probably going to be the artist of the year. But I just feel like that's just like, all right, let me get as many fucking hits as I can, as opposed to giving us a full story, which he proved on the bigger picture that he is a good storyteller. You know what I mean? So maybe that's the next evolution of Lil Baby. But honorable mention for me, not a top 5 album.
Dope. No, I like that list.
Name a couple albums that was highly regarded. You were just like, nah, fam, this ain't it.
I think for me, like, I mean, I haven't even listened to Lil Babies, but Wanna by Gunna. I love Gunna when he's on a feature. For some reason, like every time I hear Gunna on a feature, I'm like, damn, am I
I was so excited about that album too, but yeah, it didn't hit like that.
But on features, it kills it.
Fire.
Yeah, marketing was fire. Like the fucking album cover looks dope. Like maybe it was I think
that nigga had an action
does
figure.
His beats.
Like like this shit was fucking like they was like, this is gonna be your breakthrough. It's like nah.
And who's his producer? I forget that dude's name. The Wheezy. Is it Wheezy? Is that his name?
Yeah, it sounds like that. Yeah, because that's the same like intro you always hear at every song.
Yeah, Wheezy out of here or whatever it is. Yeah. I think on that album, like all of the beats sounded damn near identical. It was like the fucking Tay Keith beats for like Block Boy J, like everything. The pattern, like it just wasn't unique enough to keep me captivated. Not to say the album was bad, but like I was listening to it, I'm like, why am I listening to this? Like I'm not hearing anything interesting about like Gunna himself or like anything new. It's just like it is what it is sort of thing. No Pressure by Logic. I think a lot of people were saying that was like I checked like a little bit of it, but like the few songs off of it, I'm just like, everyone's like, this is his best shit since the past 2 or whatever, and I'm like, this is just he's just not for me. After I heard some of that.
Retire.
Yeah. And that's why you couldn't handle the pressure of all that. Sadly I did like his early shit from like 2011, and then I think ever since
I wasn't even checking for him back then. I did enjoy the Bobby Tarantino and the one with the album, the full album that had the that 1-800 number. Yeah. I thought that full album was dope because he had what was it, Neil, that scientist, like pertaining to be like being the voice of God, like that shit felt like a movie to me, so that was dope. But yeah, I never really checked for him otherwise.
I mean, to be honest, everything was damn near a disappointment for me. The Juice World, Legends Never Die, High of Life Future. High of Life Future wasn't it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't like I just expect certain things from certain artists in Future.
Yeah, the Future one didn't have enough hits for me.
Yeah. One thing I didn't check out that was highly regarded was The GOAT by what's his name?
Polo G.
Polo G, yeah.
Fire.
Apparently he's a fucking huge up and comer who's like now basically like a young boy.
Every feature he had on Juice WRLD shit was a fucking banger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was good.
And the Conway, I know Conway, the what's his name? Conway the Machine. His album From King to a God is supposedly really good. I haven't really checked for it. He so it's like I think he's part of the group Griselda the Records. It's like a collective of like super gritty New York artists, and they rap over like that more like the ominous menacing like Alchemist type beats.
Okay.
And I love Alchemist, but sometimes I'm just not in the mood for that kind of stuff.
That's how I feel, because like obviously because he makes most of Action Bronson beats. I'm just like, bro, I'm not in the mood for this right now. I can't keep hearing these samples.
Yeah. But apparently that's good. I haven't had a chance to listen to it, so I can't say it doesn't live up to the hype. But I think overall this year I had it was very easy for me to pick my top 5 because out of all of them I was like, these are the only 4 or 5 that I actually like
ran through multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
ran through multiple times. Everything else was just like I'm one and done. Like it was cool for the moment, but that's it.
Yeah. I really want to. To your point, I really want to. Wanna by Gunna to be a dope album, but just like I tried, bro. I really tried to make that work for me, and it didn't happen. So me, a couple albums that came out that were highly regarded, and I was like, agree with you with Future. You know, a couple of those songs, Life Is Good obviously was a banger. The song with Travis, Solitaries, Bitch Don't Kill My, or Bitch Don't, what was the song? Don't Get Too Comfortable, fire. But then, like, dude, it's just 3 songs, bro. Like, really, like, if I can't give you a nod on an album if you just give me 3 good songs and everything else is like, all right.
Yeah.
Dude, Lil Uzi Vert's album did nothing for me, bro. Like, and people are fucking saying this is album of the year, and I'm like, bro, this is not even recency bias because this shit came out before COVID. Like, it just wasn't good. Like, there were a couple of songs that I was like, that song that he sampled Travis Scott's beat, I was like, holy shit. But dude, everything else, I'm just like, talk about like shit sounding the same. That shit all sounded the same to me. So I'm not giving Uzi Vert any love for that. I think the Baby dropped an album, whatever, bro. Like nothing for me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So like there was a few fucking albums that came out that really
the dark demo tapes or whatever. I really didn't like.
I'm gonna give them a pass because it was a mixtape. It would have been in my top 10 if we actually did a top 10. Because there were enough songs that I thoroughly enjoyed, but. Yeah, man, there wasn't really... Dude, Bryson Tiller, fuck out of here, bro. Like, yo, you can't have us waiting for 4 years and give us this shit. Like, bro, fuck out of here, bro. Like, I'm sure he's going to do great because, like, all the females are obsessed with him. But if you're, like, a guy, you're like, bro, really? Like, this is what the fuck
There's only a few good ones on there, but everything else I don't see myself listening to, like, ever again.
At all, bro. But then I would say not top 10. We go to top 10 later on in the year, but I do want to give honorable mentions to albums that really fucking were good, but not top 5 worthy as well. Kid Laroi, surprisingly very, very good for his first debut album. And dude, the album I told you about last week that really fucking threw me off, by Village, which is JID, Black, and like the other Dreamville dudes. Like that album was fucking good, bro. Like, I played that shit back, like, fucking 3 times. Like, really, really good.
Nice.
So, yeah, those 2 albums get an honorable mention. And then, surprising enough, bro, for me, being an avid Jaden Smith fan, bro, that Cool Tape Volume 3 did nothing for me, bro. Like, yo, I was trying so hard to fucking fall in love with that shit. And I'm like, damn, bro. I guess the entanglement fucked up his head. He just couldn't fucking focus in the booth because that shit was just like,
Yeah. Agreed. I mean, what are you most anticipating? Because I think there's rumors of albums coming out this year.
now.
Yeah,
I
Drake.
need that shit
Apparently,
now.
Meek is releasing one.
Bro, I'm telling you, I don't know what it is in people, and maybe I'm people, so I'm thinking my own opinion is the world's opinion, so that's my fault. But I'm saying people, I think ever since Meek stooped that low to go at Tekashi, I've viewed this nigga differently. And like he's come out with some songs since then, and I'm just like, this ain't it, bro. You know what I mean? Like his album that came out right when he got released from jail was a classic. Like I said, it was a classic. Championship was a classic. But bro, the few songs he's put out here and there, like the Justin Timberlake song that they were trying to push on us hard, I'm like, bro, this isn't it. And so, yeah, dude, I feel like Meek's on the clock. Like, bro, you better come with a fucking banger, or else, dude, we may just fucking move on from you, bro. Because we really, if we're being honest, we moved on from him before he went to jail. Jail brought him back because Drake ended this nigga 4 years ago, but we just like, it never happened. Like,
yeah.
But we really moved on from him, and he somehow crawled his way back to the top because obviously we were, rooting for him to get out of jail and shit. And he came out with a great album, but I think he's on the clock, bro, because I really think, at least to me, bro, that 6ix9ine shit really rubbed me the wrong way. Like, bro, if you want to be like a Don, you can't be talking to fucking, people like 6ix9ine, bro. Like, you don't hear fucking Drake going at, like, he's like, bro, what the fuck? I'm not talking about this shit.
Yeah, I thought that was lame, and it's just really these.
Keep talking. I'm listening. I'm gonna get another beer.
Yeah. These rappers pumping their chests out and trying to prove that they're official, which is weird to me. Like, why? It's like you making fun of a homeless dude and to brag about how rich you are. It's like, what if you're doing better and abide by the code and shit? Like, why are you gonna stoop that low? And I think that's foul. And I swear to God, if he releases the album and he does his own snitch song or some shit, it's gonna look so lame to me. Like,
so lame, bro, because like we know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, so I would say I'm not anticipating that, but he does need a fucking dope album to drop. Definitely excited about Certified Lover Boy whenever that drops. And then, dude, I really think Thug, which was my prediction to own this year, even though all his features have been fire, I think he's gonna drop a fucking classic right before the year's up. Like, I think we need a Thug album, bro. We need to fucking go into 2021 with like a good mood about us, bro, because so much fun. Bro, I could listen to that right now on shuffle and just enjoy my entire fucking day.
Yeah, for real. And on the Drake note though, did he provide a release date? And if not,
no. It's just gonna be like, all he's been doing is just sending all his people merch and just like building up the anticipation. Like, when's it gonna drop?
I feel like it's got to drop this month, right? Because he's all big on that October shit.
Maybe
like on Halloween or something. I could see him doing some weird shit like that.
Yeah, I could, but I mean, I don't think, dude, he's on no one's clock. I mean, like, there's no clock for Drake, bro. Like, I think dude, we'll get into Heat of the Week later, but bro, this dude has like, he dropped that mixtape, whatever. But bro, all the singles he hops on it's just, this guy don't miss, bro. He don't miss.
Yeah.
So he's like, bro, this is gonna be my fucking, I'm gonna drop this shit when I want to, enjoy the merch, and leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah. Well, he's definitely gonna fucking continue to create waves regardless of what he drops with. I just hope it's not a disappointment, because I think a lot of people pretty consistently, I mean, they've been saying this shit about anything that's popular, even like Fortnite. Like, at a certain point, you're like, okay, how much more? What more can you really talk about? I'm sure it's gonna be just additional stuff about like his son and all kinds of other shit.
I think that'd be cool, bro. It'd be cool if he had some songs about, like, this is just me selfishly thinking about it, right? But as we get older, like, bro, there has to be something about like the baby mama that we don't, like, that perspective, right? We never like heard that story. So it'd be cool if he could like bring that up in some kind of way. Just like as a self, like, just because like it would be cool to understand the dynamic, bro. Like, because she's bad as fuck. Dude, she seems to be smart as fuck as well. Like, talking at all these events, are like fucking versed in a lot of fucking different things. It's
You've
like,
heard her talk and everything?
Yeah, dude. Like, she's
oh wow, I didn't know she was like that public.
She's that public, dude. Yeah. So like, and a fucking like literally like an artist. So I'm like, dude, like I can clearly see why you didn't pull out. Like I wouldn't pull out either. Like this all makes sense to me. So it'd be cool to fucking talk about like how, like, why was she the one that he had a kid with? That'd be cool. So guys, that's the one thing we don't really know about Drake's life.
And if it was an accident, then that's the best lotto ticket if I've ever seen one.
Bro.
She fucking.
But yeah, but dude, but think again, we don't know anything.
Yeah.
But it just seems that like she also had her life completely together before this dude.
Mm-hmm.
So that has to be something like, for at least a guy, bro, like knowing you don't have to save a chick, you know what I mean? Like that has to, like, especially when you're that fucking like successful.
Yeah.
And like that's why I think Kanye always said that about Kim. Like there was just something about like not having to worry about taking care of someone financially that can just let you be yourself. Like that has to be what. So I wonder if she just had her shit together before they ever met and that like was very attractive to him.
But I wonder if like shit together means like shit together in our terms, like, oh, you got a pretty good job, you live in a pretty good area, or if shit together is like, oh, she's, you know, this model bringing in a couple $100,000 per month doing XYZ.
No, she definitely wasn't a model. But I think shit together in the sense that like she doesn't need me. You know what I mean? Like that has to be attractive, bro. Like there's something.
I feel like everyone needs Drake's money though.
Yeah, no, I feel you though. But like she's good either way. And, you know what I mean? I don't know. She gives off that vibe. Like, again, it may be just phenomenal Instagram marketing or whatever, but the way she, you know, expresses herself, it's a very like about me doing real shit, changing the world kind of shit. Not like video vixen, here's my ass for the 14th time today.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah,
that might be
all right, so that's our top 5 albums we're excited about. Some other shit that popped up in the music world. Shout out to Pop Smoke going #1 again. What, 3 months after the album dropping, bro? To me that's impressive as fuck.
What triggered that, by the way? Do you know?
Dude, I think that the Mood Swings song has been catching on a lot on TikTok, and I think the song with him and Roddy Ricch and 50 Cent, bro, the Woo, that shit is still like banging on the radio. So it's like, yeah, dude, like it's wild, bro. Like, dude, good for him, bro. I think that's the first. It is the first time any artist who's passed away has reached #1 a second time with the same album, which is crazy.
That's dope.
Yeah, dude. So that was super impressive. So just a quick shout out to Pop Smoke and his crew for putting out a very, very good album this year. Dude, you sent this to me, so why don't you touch upon the whole allegedly confirmation from Tory Lanez's bodyguard about what went down that night?
Yeah, apparently the bodyguards, some audio got leaked.
Was he there though?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty sure the bodyguard was there. I don't think they've confirmed that this audio is legit, but essentially the bodyguard is claiming that the argument started because there was it was basically based on jealousy. I believe Tory had been messing around with one or both of the girls in the car. There was kind of a bickering going on between them, and then ultimately, I think they were. Tory had the gun and they were fighting over it, and apparently one of the girls took out the gun and accidentally fired it, and it hit the rear view, the side mirror, and the glass like ricocheted and somehow managed to injure Megan Thee Stallion's foot.
Yeah.
And based on that, obviously Megan would technically be lying, but you know, maybe one of the girls said, you know, Tory did it, or all she heard was a gunshot and knew it was Tory's gun, and it flew in her direction, and she just basically is saying that she got shot. I don't really know like how this is all how it all actually panned out based on this, because it just still seems kind of odd that, you know, what are the odds that the bullet's going to hit this and the glass is going to fly here, and then she's still going to claim she got shot, and then the reports don't say she did, but she's still saying she did. And
bro,
Tory tried to,
again, we said it, she is fully committed to this story.
Yeah.
Now if it's the truth, we don't know, no one knows.
Yeah.
But she is committed to this story.
Yeah. And Tory went on live to address it again, finally saying the reason
really?
why. Yeah. So he basically said the reason I haven't been talking about it is because then I appear guilty, regardless of whether I'm trying to send my condolences to her or, you know, defend myself. He's like, it was just best for me to stay silent, essentially. And he's also 100% saying he didn't do it. So I don't know if he's trying to save one of the girls who like allegedly took this gun and accidentally fired it or what. But Megan responded saying he's crazy and like he's out here spreading lies and shit. It's really exhausting trying to keep up with all this, but I hope they finally get to the bottom of it, because this is too much to handle. I'm still gonna bump Daystar in the meantime though.
Dude, Daystar's bumping regardless, bro. Like, yo. Yeah, remember I sent you that fucking video of her twerking? And I was like, she's distracting us.
Yeah.
Don't fall for this young man. Like,
Yeah.
she's distracting us.
It's just wild to me. Not that she can't have fun and spend her own time doing what she wants, but like clearly the severity of the situation is high based on what she said and other people saying like this is a serious matter. It's not time for memes and all this shit. But like, how's twerking randomly gonna help this? Like, if you want to release a music video, if you're doing it like WAP or whatever, like cool, you still have a business and shit to run. But like just randomly twerking, like it just seems like a very odd time to be like, oh, this is perfect. Like I feel like some people might want to see some ass today. Yeah, it's just random to me.
Yeah, dude, she's random as fuck to me. Again, love Megan design and music. I think she's a cool, I guess, person. I don't fucking know her. But it's just very confusing to me, bro. This story is very fucking confusing to me. And more, I know it's the guy in me, or because Daystar just slaps, but I keep fucking going. I keep siding with Tory every day more and more.
Yeah, same.
Especially because, bro, the way, like, it'd be one thing if she wasn't talking. But, bro, it's like I personally feel that the more she speaks, the more I don't believe her. I'm just like, bro, why would he do that? Like, why would he do that?
Yeah, he's like
sense.
Yeah, he basically said in the live thing, like, he has too much at stake and all kinds of other things. And I'm just like, I mean, you could argue, like, why did he have a gun on him then? But still, when I hear him speak, it seems, unless he's a master manipulator or psychopath or some shit.
Which he might be.
Yeah, it just seems more believable. I don't know why, but I sense like when Megan was talking about it, it seemed like more bitterness, and I hope that doesn't come across as sexist. But like, I don't know. They say birds of a feather flock together. Apparently, Cardi doesn't have the most positive background, like as far as how she's finessed people and things like that.
Cardi B?
Yeah, just like drugging dudes' drinks and stuff.
Yeah.
Not to say that hanging out with Cardi B automatically makes you someone who does that, but I don't know. At this point, I'm just gonna continue to slap Daystar and
slap Daystar until like it's like yes. Until I see a video of him shooting her in the foot, innocent.
Which we're never gonna get.
Bro. Innocent, bro. Free Tory. Bro, when I went clubbing last week, they played some Tory Lane songs. I was like, free Tory! And like everyone looked at me like,
they're all, was it all women? Looking at you crazy?
It was a couple dudes that looked at me crazy. I said what the fuck I said.
Free Tory though. Even though he's not captivated.
Yeah, he's dead. Yo, he is super free. Yo, he's living his best life, bro. He's like, I'm not hiding no more, bro. I'm in Miami chilling.
Yeah.
Let's pivot back to politics with hip hop now. So I don't know that much, and obviously maybe he's an LA dude, so maybe you know a little bit more. But the whole Ice Cube getting backlash for like kind of helping Trump, not really helping Trump. Like, what were your what do you know what happened so we can just like catch up the fucking people?
Yeah. So basically, Trump proposed this platinum plan that is meant to help black people. I don't know the specifics of it, so you guys have to go research that. I think it's supposed to be something as simple as, or not simple, but to make a long story short, one of the proposals I think was in access for black businesses to like a massive amount of loan money, so like $5 billion or some shit like that.
Okay.
And some other things mixed in there, but he got a lot of flack. Ice Cube got a lot of flack for basically, I think he met with the Trump administration to kind of build upon that plan or make some of his own demands for the community or something, and they were willing to speak to him, and he did. And a lot of people saw that as an endorsement of Trump, and we're just basically done with him, saying like, how could you talk to the enemy and all this stuff? And he's like, well, we need to talk to people who are in charge, because they are the ones who are ultimately going to be able to actually make these changes. Like, who the fuck else are we going to talk to?
And then what if Trump had, this goes back to mentioned about like a couple episodes ago, bro. Like, it's like, if you're black, like, how dare you? You know what I mean? Like, how dare you talk to him? But it's like, bro, what if he actually had, and I don't know the platinum plan, but what if that plan is phenomenal for black people? Like, phenomenal. Like, what if he is a racist, which could be true, but he also puts in a great plan that will help the black community in a way that has never been seen before in all politics? Yeah. We're gonna be like, nah, chill. We didn't, no. We just gonna go with the other guy. Fuck you. I mean, that's reckless to me, bro. Like, and it sucked that I think he got blackballed from CNN for an episode, but they brought him back anyway. But that's, dude. Like, I just saw the backlash that Cube was getting, and I'm like, bro, like, why can't he just have a conversation with the other side to see what the fuck they have to offer? You know what I mean? It can't just be like, no, this guy's the devil, which he may be, but fuck, dude. Like, at least you should be able to talk and figure that out for yourself. Like, I think Ice Cube's a proven smart person that can fucking sniff out a fucking fraud if he thinks it's a fraud. Like, why not give Cube more of a benefit of the doubt, you know? Like, that's the shit I hate, bro. It's like, if you're black or Hispanic and you fucking even think about being entertained by the other side that's red, it's like you're an Uncle Tom, you're a fucking idiot. Like, bro, it's like, dude, chill, man. Let me just fucking hear this out before I fucking, you know, because I'm fucking a minority, I have to vote blue, which is also fucking retarded to me.
Right. And I think part of it too was, or some people were like, you know, why didn't you talk to the Democratic Party? And I think he did actually reach out to both. He said, but the Democratic Party, they basically said, let's figure this shit out after the election. And he's like, no, we're gonna figure this shit out. Spent all their
hip hop budget on the freestyle commercials. They're like, no, we're good. We got no time.
That'd be hilarious. I would love to see an email like
it's
that.
It's like, no, Mr. Cube, we have no money left for your people. Sorry.
And they try to pit. I think CNN ultimately did speak to him, and they try to pit fucking Ice Cube as the creator of the Platinum Plan. And I think that goes to show where like this fake news shit, and not to say CNN's the only one doing it, but like how things get super misconstrued all of a sudden. Like, for instance, if you hadn't heard of the Platinum Plan until now, you'd be convinced Ice Cube fucking created it with Trump in his bedroom or something. But yeah, it is sickening that we can't even have a conversation with the people in power to try to fix things, and they got Steve Harvey for that. And my whole thing, I think it's just really like the cognitive dissonance in people once they've settled on this idea that Trump is evil and a racist and a traitor and all this stuff, that there's absolutely no way room for negotiation or anything. Like, it's just, it is what it is, and we have to let this place burn down to the ground. Don't even try to find a middle ground.
Which is what it feels like the Democrats are doing, by the way. Like, I feel like they're like, in some sickening way, they're actually happy COVID happened and the absolute disaster that Trump's been, because I feel like they've never really stepped in and be like, all right, bro, like, we got to fucking do better. It's like, no, let this shit burn, so we'll definitely win, you know, if not this time, 4 years from now. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I think they've been pushing Biden so hard. They kind of went with him because they're like, yo, this is going to go very bad. Like, Trump's probably going to win. At least probably that's what they thought. And it's like, bro, let this shit burn to the ground. So when we finally find a good candidate 4 years from now, we're going to win by a landslide. And it's like, bro, like, you're you're literally playing with our lives for your own political fucking game.
Yeah. It's sad. It's all human nature. Like, people think about it. If Trump today, I don't know, did roll out the Platinum Plan, and all of a sudden black people on average, you know, were out of the ghettos, or the ghettos were revitalized and everything, and everyone's happy, crime rates down like 1,000% and shit, and you know, everyone is living in a thriving family. I think most people would still find it hard to say Trump did good even in that situation, just because you'd feel so stupid. You'd be like, fuck, I fucked up, I made the wrong assumptions, and he actually did something good. People are afraid to even think about a scenario like that, so they'd rather everyone just shut up and let Trump kind of fuck up, and then we'll deal with the consequences later, sort of thing, which is a terrible way to approach this situation.
Yeah, 100%, bro. So salute to Ice Cube for having the balls to even like thinking about, you know, hearing the other side. And a more hilarious turn of events in hip hop overlapping with politics. 50 Cent said after the Biden tax plan, he's going to be called 20 Cent because he ain't going to have no money.
I saw that too, and Trump reposted it.
Oh yeah, Trump reposts anything remotely positive about him, like he'll repost it. Yeah.
The funny thing is, like, fucking news networks and shit caught on to this, and I don't think they understand how much 50 Cent trolls. And a lot of people were taking this very seriously, like as if this motherfucker straight up pulled 30 million out of his bank account and donated it to Trump.
Yeah.
When it was just a joke. Like, I mean, maybe
Trump,
maybe 50 Cent might actually consider voting for Trump, but they took this as like some serious endorsement. Like, yes, actively go out and vote for this guy because of this. He was just like, yo, Biden's plan doesn't look good for me. Like, that's all he was basically saying.
Yeah, dude, because he's a fucking multi-millionaire who's gonna feel that tax hit the hardest.
Yeah. I thought it was funny that all these super hardcore Trump supporters were like, look, see, 50 Cent's even on our side. And I'm like, yo, you don't follow his page if you think this is not just a joke.
Yo, fam, the funniest shit I saw was like an hour before I hopped on this, is that if the meme was like a white dude just like yelling like, ah, like in horror. And the meme was like, Biden wants to take your money, blah, blah, blah. Like, and it's like, and then the person is like, everyone yelling who makes less than $35,000.
Yeah.
I was like, bro.
Yeah, it said, but the one my friend sent me said like all my high school friends that that's from high school that make like 35K a year or something.
Yeah, it's like, bro, shut your broke ass up, bro. This shit fucking.
But we are trying to make. I want to have those problems.
No, I get that, and I get it, and someone was posting like, you know, their thoughts, whatever, which is always cool. Like, if we tax the rich too much, it will make the aspiration of getting richer, you know, less there, because like, bro, like, am I gonna bust my ass, like, just give my money back to the government? But I'm like, bro, man, like, maybe this is me because I haven't had that switch go off in my head yet, like where I want to go with like my future self. But bro, I can never think of a time where I'll be like, nah, man, I'm not gonna be successful because of taxes. You know what I mean? Like, you would figure it out. You know what I mean? So like, that whole theory to me is garbage, bro. Like, that's just a lazy fucking human being who's like, well, fuck it, I'm not gonna even try now because of taxes. Like, bro, get the fuck out of here, bro. That's the easiest fucking like lazy motherfucker theory I've ever heard in my life. So I truly doubt that entrepreneurs will be like, nah, I'm good, I don't want to do this anymore. But I do believe there is something to be said, though. If you're too aggressive with taxing the rich, they'll find other ways to move their income, their money. Yeah, and then there could be a trickle-down effect where they're no longer able to employ certain people from certain areas. They don't think it makes sense to, you know, make a development, you know, build some shit in certain, you know what I mean? So like, there could be trickle-down effects, but the idea that people will stop being inspired is crazy to me.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. Like I said earlier, I'm like, I hope we have those kinds of problems. I want to be making $1 million a year complaining about how I'm paying $300,000 in taxes or whatever it is, because that's still more than what I'm making right now. So, maybe we'll feel differently at that point, but still.
Fam, and I was making a little bit less 3 years ago when we met for the first time at Rolling Loud. And I'm not going to name any names, so if person is listening, you know who you are. But, dude, do you remember we were at Rolling Loud, like, drunk as fuck, but vibing, and your friend was like, once you make 75, after 75, and this is crazy how this shit I still remember this shit very vividly, because in my mind, I'm like, bitch, are you crazy? So she was like, after making 75K, your life really doesn't change. It's all the same. And I'm like, are you fucking retarded or dumb? Like, which one?
It depends where you live. I mean, if you're in Nebraska or some shit, maybe. But like,
maybe, bro. But if you're in any major city or major country, you're like, bro, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way you're telling me if you make 75K a year or you make 375K a year, your life is gonna be the same. Like, you're bugging the fuck out.
Yeah, I think maybe trying to talk from like a happiness standpoint, like, oh yeah, you can get a nicer car and move here, but like your happiness won't increase. I mean, I think it definitely depends on what city you're living in. And I found that, and my boss told me this too, he's like, your lifestyle changes basically like in increments of 20 grand, because that can like determine if you can move to a nicer area, because that's what, like after taxes and shit, an extra 1,500 a month or something, which will cover rent or like a nice car or whatever. So, but I definitely disagree that 75k is enough to be like, all right, like I don't need more shit. Like I think that's like base if you want to live on your own and decently comfortable, that's like good. But $400,000 a year, like you could damn near have what you want,
bro. That's life-changing money, bro. Like you're setting up your family for a different life. Like your kids are good. So again, I don't want this to come across, if someone's listening and makes 60k a year, like, yo, kudos to you for making more than the median income in America. But my point was just like, that person we know said that statement, and I was just like, bro, like in my mind, I was like, that you're bugging the fuck out. Like you're bugging the fuck out.
Yeah.
But again, 75k is great money. If you're making that right now, kudos to you. People are making way, way less or nothing at all. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like a lot of people's life can change if you go from 75 to 90k. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that will be, like you were just saying, like your boss said, like, yo, that's a substantial change in your life. And you're like, you know what? Let me send my kid to that school instead because now I can afford it. And that leads to a trickle-down effect that now your kid's in a better spot 5 years from now because they have higher education aspirations. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. No, for sure. I agree with that.
All right, broski. Anything else you want to jump into before we get into some heat of the week?
No, let's dive right in.
All right, bro. So heat of the week. You actually helped me out with a couple of things because you put me on a vibe train. So I'll go first. So you sent me the Popcorn and Preem mixtape, which is fire, and that put me in a dancehall vibe. And I started listening to some dancehall radio stuff and figuring out what the vibe was for me. So 2 songs stood out. So I got 2 heat of the weeks. Made in Lagos by Wizkid featuring Her, fire.
Nice.
Sorry, I apologize. That's the name of the album. The song is called Smile by Wizkid featuring Her, fire. And then I also fucking love the Drake song with Young Blue, Your Mind Still. Dude, for me, it's a banger. My man don't miss. 10 for 10 jump shots. Let's go. So that's my my dancehall vibe that you put me in after you sent me the Popcorn and Preem mixtape.
Nice. Yeah, I fuck with those 2 songs. Well, the Drake one I heard. I didn't like it at first. Maybe, I don't know. It really depends on my mood and when I'm listening to these songs. I thought it was a good vibe. I don't know too much about Young Blue or whatever, but clearly he's talented enough for Drake to be like.
That Drake DM'd him and was like, bro, let me jump on this, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, Drake is the only fucking superstar doing this shit, bro. Like, I feel like he just gets to know like what the trend is gonna be, and like, yo, let me just hop on that wave and also bring somebody up with me. Cause like, bro, the same shit with Lil Baby, bro. No one was bumping Lil Baby. Like, even QC had the biggest group in Migos, and like Lil Baby was just a guy. You know what I mean? And then Drake hops on that fucking I don't know what the fuck song is. You know what I'm talking about, right? The Yellow Ferrari, Call It Pikachu song, like
yeah.
You know, I'm talking about, like, I don't know the name of the song off the top of my head, but yo, he jumped on that song, and then Lil Baby became like the biggest thing in hip hop for the past like 3 years, bro. Like, yeah, like Drake is that.
The Wah Wah Wah.
Yes.
That song?
Yes.
I forget the name, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh my god, this motherfucker don't miss. And I just love that he just brings people up with him, bro. That's like the dopest thing. Cause yo, I would never know who the fuck Young Blue is in my life if it wasn't this song. And he just got added to the hottest playlist in America, Audio Theory, goddammit.
Yeah. I mean, it could be a gift or a curse, because I mean, like, I Love Maconey and Block Boy J and shit. It's definitely like a good kickstart. Like, bro, everyone's gonna know about it.
The thing is, like, I feel like it's almost like in hip hop is like sports, bro, or even like marketing, or like just like career wise. Like, bro, like you get that one mentor who fucking brings you along and puts you under their wing, and like at some point, bro, you have to deliver though. Like, they can only carry you thus far,
That's
right?
True.
Like, a good coach can only like teach you everything you need to do. At some point, bro, when you go in the game, you're on your own. So like, Block Boy hasn't done shit since that Drake song, but he got the fucking platform that a lot of people will fucking beg for.
Nice. I agree with that. So my heat of the week, are you familiar with IDK?
No.
So IDK is, I mean, he's a rapper, and I first heard about him.
Send me the song after, so you can add it to.
Yeah, I'll send you the song. I first heard about him like a few years or several years ago, like maybe 5. Didn't really like the song I heard. In terms of vibe, I'd say he kind of has that kind of like a mix between like Dreamville and like Kanye or some shit, like just that gritty, and even like TDE, like a mix, that's that real hip hop vibe, but kind of goofy and
but like can really
clever
rap.
at this. Yeah, can
like,
really rap. And there was a song that I heard via Spotify because of the algorithm that I really liked, so I decided to check his old shit. And this album from 2019 is called Is He Real? And I haven't even finished listening to the album, but the song that caught my eye is called Lily, Lilly, which I'll send to you. Super fire. He eerily sounds like Kanye on some some songs, and I think Kanye, he actually worked with him on some things, so, and he noted him as an inspiration. So maybe that's why in some instances he sounds literally just like Kanye. Not on this song necessarily, but yeah, the song is super fire. Love the way he switches up his flow and everything. It's a banger for sure. And after hearing this and a couple other songs, I'm like, I really need to pay more attention to him, because he has a dope sound that I don't feel like I hear from many other artists.
Yeah. So IDK?
Yep, IDK. Like, nice. I don't know.
Basically. Yeah. I feel like he might have been on the Spillage album, bro. Let me just check real quick. I feel like he was.
Very well might have been.
No, he wasn't. Oh. No. No. All right, all good though. He sounds like, I mean, from your theory on how he sounds like, that's a dope. I mean, yeah, dude, I love those rap. Like, I love JID. I love Bozzy, because like, bro, like those guys who are so chilled but can fucking rap their ass off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's a fuck I appreciate so well. Again, they never go like super fucking mainstream. They never had the popularity of other rappers, but in the hip hop circle, like you fucking respect those guys.
And it's crazy because I'll listen to a lot of these songs and I'm just like, how did this person manage to not blow up? Because a lot of these people have songs that are arguably way better than like all the albums we just said were disappointing, and they just, for whatever reason, never really took off.
Bro. It's a mixture of both, bro. Like, it really is a mixture of both. Like, you can't. It's hard. I feel like you can't just have one thing, right? You gotta have a mix. That's why Drake is so appealing, bro. Like, he's again, not to be racist, but he's fucking like he's Jewish. You know what I mean? He's black. He's so fucking clear when he rhymes, right? You're not like, hey, what the fuck did he say? Like, you understand it clearly. He's super fucking talented. Like, no homo, good looking. You know what I mean? Like, there's like, dude, like, what else do you fucking? And he has fire beats. You know what I mean? And then every rapper wants him on their song. So it's just like Drake, dude. Like, I feel like we saw Drake coming. We just never really thought it'd ever get this big. Because I don't think we've ever seen a rapper this big in this age in music, when everything is just nonstop. Like, wow, this dude really is like the pinnacle of what hip hop could be. But speaking about shit, I'm actually very excited about listening to. Dude, Jack Harlow's dropping a single this weekend called Tyler Hero. As you know, Tyler Hero is fucking giving Kataya backshots. So I'm excited to see where this song goes. They're actually boys. I doubt he'll touch too much on the Kataya thing. But if he does, bro, oh my God, that's gonna be fire. So I'm actually very, very excited for that.
Do you think he hit him up because he's like, oh, you're another fly white dude who's doing shit, like, it only makes sense? Like, do you think he got extra excited seeing a white dude in a predominantly black sport? And it was like, yo, I'm kind of doing that in rap. Like, let's link up.
So I would say yes if I didn't already know more about their story. So I think, so this is just me guessing because I don't know. So it's probably some of that. But I think because Jack Harlow's from Kentucky, right?
Yeah.
And then Tyler Hero played ball at Kentucky for a year. So I think they may have just had like a mutual friendship back then when they were both like nobodies. And then now the blow up happened almost like simultaneously. that they're like, bro, like it's crazy how we both came up, blah blah blah. So that's what I would get. Like if I would have guessed, I think they legit have been like boys for almost like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. Well, I'm super excited for it. I think a lot of people have been kind of questioning if Jack Harlow's going to be able to sustain like his new found fame.
Because you can only play What's Poppin', like, dude, I've already played like 1,000 times.
Yeah, I'm like low-key getting sick of that song. It still bumps, but like part of me's like, yeah, I can't.
And if you're out clubbing, once you go clubbing again, you're like,
so
damn, this is fire.
Yeah. So I hope this is a banger that.
That's what the song was. It was fucking What's Popping, the remix, and the Tory Lane version came on, and I was like, Tory! But one of my favorite DJs did a mix, end of summer mix, and played that song and cut out the Tory Lanez version, the verse. I was like, bro, I don't
that
need
serious?
I'm like, yeah, dude. I'm like, I don't need your political point of view right now, my man. Yeah. Play the fucking song, Canada. Like, I wanted to hear that shit.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, dude. I was sitting in the gym and I was like, bro, what? You cut this shit out? Even though I've said I think Tory had the worst verse on the song, it was still a good verse. And I'm like, but what made the point, like, bro, I don't need you cutting out verses, bro. You're a fucking DJ. Play the fucking music, bro. Like, I don't need your fucking point of view.
Well, was he like, I forget, wasn't he like the fourth verse or something?
He was the third verse. So it was Jack Harlow, DaBaby, Tory, and then Lil Wayne.
I mean, I don't think that song needs to be played that long. That's a lot of fucking verses.
That's like as legit as like a 4.5 minute song.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that tomorrow. It's kind of a random release time, but.
Random release, and then your boy Ty Dolla $ign.
I put reminders for both of them. I'm like, I can't forget. Ty, I'm particularly excited because he's gonna have Post Malone. Who else? There's a few other names on there that I was like, oh, this shit. Oh, Big Sean, I think, and several others. I'm like, this is hopefully gonna be
have a great body of work, bro. Like, cause I feel like sometimes like he just like
I don't want people.
Yeah, dude. And again, I think he's making a great living doing that. But it'd be great to just have like a full 13, 14 fucking song, and you're just like, yo, let me just fucking ride this out, as opposed to picking and choosing. Which I feel like every Ty Dolla song album is what I'm doing. Like, I'm picking and choosing what songs I fuck with or not.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, we'll find out. Yeah, I really don't want this to be a disappointment because he doesn't do this shit that often. He does features pretty frequently, but like in terms of bodies of work. Every week. Damn near. But not for he does. It seems like he gives away his shit to other people. So hopefully he saves some of that creative energy for himself this time around.
Yeah, man. All right, that's our heat of the week. This is episode 50. We'll have a name for you later, but we appreciate you guys listening in, tuning in, stream, tell a friend. Any last words, my dude?
Good luck on your trip. Enjoy it. Take pictures. We'll have to talk about that shit when you get back, and stay COVID free.
Stay COVID free. Hopefully I don't have it right now.
Likewise. I'll get my test results in like 2 days, I think.
All right, cool. Let me know how it goes. Peace.
All right, man. Peace.